Welcome guys to another video. In this video we'll be going through all the tips you need to solo all 5 quests in Recroom. We will go over spawns, tips and locations to be for certain waves and enemies. Without further ado, let's get into it. Tip 1. Ground goblins in Golden Trophy can only hit you when you're on the floor, so when you have a box or any obstacle, jump on it and then they can't hit you. This makes it really easy to deal with the ground goblins in Golden Trophy. This will also apply to the elite goblins. In Act 2, you'll be introduced to the flyers. The flyers will only aim for your head, so whenever they shoot, you can either dodge left or right, or duck. This also applies to the elite flyers, though it is a little bit harder to dodge as they shoot a burst of 5. Introduced to the barrel knights in Golden Trophy. Make sure you do distance yourself away from them, as they can sometimes be very glitchy and kill you unnecessarily. This can include when you shoot them, they will turn around immediately after they've been shot. This is a bit unfair on the player as they have no time to react. So make sure when you're dealing with these guys to distance yourself away. This will also apply to the red barrel knight, which we'll see later. For the boss level, there are 3 ways which you have to counter in order to kill this guy. Wave 1, you do not want to stand anywhere near that back corner over there. You want to stand around here. This wave will consist of some spawns spawning at that back corner, which is why I don't want you to go there. After you've killed wave 1, you can now stand at that corner for the remainder of the wave. Same with wave 3, you can stand there and kill the boss at the end. Next tip. Using cover while fighting in Jumbotron is a good way to avoid fast pellets firing at you. Though this is much more of a general tip. This really fits more nicely in Jumbotron as the bullets are really fast and everything is just a ranged enemy, so hiding behind any cover is very useful. In Act 4, there is a secret spot where you can do the whole level without even getting touched or seen by a single enemy. It is right in this little corner here. If you jump behind, you have some cover and you have some shooting ground where you can shoot and kill the enemies. They will not get you, though do be careful as the mice spots can get you if you hug the little wall things. I don't really know what they're called, but if you touch them, the mice spots can get you. If you stand by the wall, they shouldn't really do anything. This cannot be said any more clearly. Save your barrels. Saving barrels is like the most important tip in Jumbotron. It can help you get many waves of enemies cleared with just a single shot of a barrel. Please take this to your advantage and do not just misuse them. For the Jumbotron boss, this is very important. You need to stand at the back corner of this section and kill the first 2 waves. Now again, every screen you kill will spawn in enemies, just like in Golden Trophy. Every couple hits will spawn some enemies. Make sure you take out 1 screen at a time and kill the enemies. Make sure if you are being overwhelmed, make sure to find out before they actually get to you. And you can use the ladder either in front of me, right here, or on the left. Now this bit is tricky, so make sure you listen up. You want to get to the other side in order to get the other 2 screens. The boss will shoot in front of you, in other words it will lead you, so if you do walk forward, it will shoot in front of you and you will die. So what you need to do is, as you're making your way over, you need to stop and duck every time he is ready to shoot you. Gonna need to do this all the way to the other side, just like so. Once you made it to this side, your now next goal is to get behind those two boxes. What you want to do when you're behind those two boxes is try and kill both of the screens at the same time. The best way to know to do this is to have an assault rifle, and while over on the other side, you have to count how many reloads it took to take one screen out. You're going to need to use that to evenly kill them all at the same time and just equally share the shots. So when you get behind the box, make sure you duck, and you need to kill both the screens at the same time. If you do not kill them at the same time, you will have a bit of a problem, because you're gonna have 3 elite runners on the floor right in front of you. So this is a high risk, but as long as you know to do so, how many clips it takes, it shouldn't be that much of an issue. In the bog level, instead of placing all the floaties down, instead you can just climb up those rocks and you can get to the other side without even needing to use the floaties. This saves a lot of time and effort, and obviously lowers the risk of you dying on that part. When dealing with these few waves that you do when you walk around here, it's a good idea just to stay back and stay on this side. The ground goblins can't get you. The only things that will get you is the flies that will spawn on a future wave. Just focus on them and kill the goblins that pile up there. Now this is a similar thing when spawning the bog monster. You also should go back. Normally you shouldn't really go all the way back, but around here, this is so you can still hit the boss. Though there has been cases where I have died here just because the bog monster has glitched. Sometimes it's like little tentacle buddies can glitch out and get you over here. But apart from that, it shouldn't really be too bad, and you should be able to easily kill him. In the deep mines level, there is a lot of smoke that can kill you. Do not, in any case, go on the right side. The left side is way safer. There's only one set of smoke or like leakage that you have to deal with. I feel like it is not even possible to do the right side. Along that, make sure you try and hit this barrel without angering them like I just did. But hopefully you should be able to kill them without even angering them. So yeah, number 1, go left side in deep mines, and 2, explode the barrel. On the topic of using barrels are also very important in Crimson, especially on the deep mines level. It is good to explode the first set of barrels on the first wave where all the flyers are, and when you kill the 2 elite flyers on like a few waves time. And the barrels on the floor, you can use them to kill the ground barrels that spawn in the little blue corner in the future. In the bell tower level, it's a good idea to stay at the bottom level when you spawn the flyers, as plus it gives you more space and you just generally have more ground to deal with, instead of just walking down and up stairs. Another option is to go to the very top, though I think it is better just to stay downstairs. The best place to be in the boss level is up on this little archway. This allows you to not get hit by the witches, allows you not to get hit by the ground guys, and with hiding against that wall, you should not be hit by any of the flyers or mortars, though there has been some reports that mortars can hit you, because on the second wave it spawns next to you on the like other arch thing window. So when you do hear a warning that he's about to shoot, just run, because he's probably going to hit you. Now, before I do go on with this tip, credit for Bootheye for doing this many years ago. This tip is probably his, so shout out to him. Anyway, in the bar fight section, you want to stay on the main floor and let all the enemies on the upper deck collect above you. Then, so you can just chuck your jug up in the air and hit the guys up there. But please be careful, because after the first set are gone, you will get some swashes, 4 of them behind you. But apart from that, it shouldn't be too hard. All you need to do is just throw jugs up there and boom. This tip isn't so useful in the early levels, but for the boss level, but I think is worth mentioning now. If you lay a torch on a cannon and let it bob left and right slightly, it should stay on there for quite a while and it will go on auto fire mode. This will be very useful for the boss. I will show you when to use it in the boss. In Gibbet Jungle, there is a neat little thing to do at this section of the level in order to skip a whole wave pretty much of this jugger, this bottle thrower, and this caged guy. You get 2 jugs and you try and hit the caged guy to kill it. You will get given a 3rd one on the little table behind you if you do have 2, and if you miss them it should be fine, though you do want to try and get the jug and the thrower because it is important. In the underwater level, there is no need to get to the other side when you go under this section. All you can do is just get the pieces you need to open the door, and instead of going up that ladder, you just go back. This will avoid some waves of enemies which you don't need to deal with, and which could probably cause you to die otherwise. So it is safe just to get up here and just to put the puzzles in the door. There is a way to one cycle the Ghost Beard boss. You need to activate this cannon when he says treasure, normally at the end of treasure. This should allow you, to get the first hit and put him down on the ground, which you can do 2 more hits if you're lucky and kill him. Now, adding on to the tip that I mentioned earlier about the cannon, this is a good plan to do, is to use that cannon to set that cannon on auto-fire and mainly clear that path out, as you will see right here. Once I kill these enemies. So as you see, enemies are spawning and the cannon is dealing with most of them. You can also do it with this cannon, though it is a bit harder to set up, as you do need to aim a lot more down and the torch can just fly off sometimes. But most times only having 1 auto cannon should work just as fine. Now this level is one of the hardest levels in this quest because they all spawn on either side and it's really hard to deal with in a small space. So what is a good idea is to pretend like you're crossing a road. So that means looking left and right as you would normally. But this time, instead of looking left and right to see if there's any cars coming, you look left and right to see if there's any enemies, and you just whip the enemies. Now obviously, since they've made the whip radius bigger, it is quite easy to do now, which makes the level a little bit less hard, but it's still pretty hard to deal with if you do not know what to do. For the first mini boss of Crescendo, aka the Bone Thrower boss, the best idea to do in this situation is to run all the way back. You need to run to the first little room that you enter where the chandelier is, and you need to stand on the chandelier, more specifically the left side of the chandelier where I am standing right here. If you stand up on the other side, the Bone Thrower boss can possibly get up the stairs and you're not as safe. And when she comes up under you, all you need to do is just whip. But please be careful and try not to whip the bones that she throws, as she can kill you with that. For the marksman boss, it is a good idea to stand against this wall and get the enemies as they are spawning in, while having cover from the boss itself. Once all the enemies are dead, you can then shoot him, or whip him even. Once you do get up until the higher platform, you will spawn more enemies, so try not to do that until everything is killed. And this should give you an easy boss fight. In the Garden of Sorrow, in this first section here, is a good idea just to stand at this platform here and let all the enemies come to you. This avoids any of the gunners that will spawn later on to shoot you, and it just lets everything come to you, and you can just use your whip. So there will be a bit of an issue dealing with the gunman as you have to run out and run on the bridge, but if you strive, you should not have a problem. Just make sure you do not miss any whip attack, as they can really quickly gang you up and take all your space. But apart from that, it should give you an easy first section to this level. For the pumpkin spicer boss, it is the best idea to get as much distance from it as you can. It's good to stand here when the boss spawns, and you can kill all the enemies as they are spawning in, as well as the pumpkin boss. And as he gets closer towards you, you back up while still whipping him, just like so. So you keep whipping him. As you're whipping him, you slowly make your way backwards, using all of the level pretty much as your ground. And plus, it should be really, really easy to deal with, as you just have a lot of ground in general. But yeah, as you see, really easy to deal with. Just make sure you get the enemies. Now, I will not go into too much detail on how to do this section of the inverted ballroom. If you want a more in-depth version, please check any of the tutorials, check the Thighs tutorials, check my tutorials. But really, the best idea to do is to basically stand on that middle chandelier and kill everything that spawns as it falls down on the ground or on the little tables. On top of that, you need to kill the bat boss as fast as possible, because as the bat boss is roaming around, it will also spawn more enemies like here on the tables, and if you get too many of them, it'll be very hard to deal with. So try and kill the bat boss as fast as possible. Get on the middle chandelier and just deal with the enemies as they are falling down. That should make it somewhat easy, though this is the hardest level on this quest, so this one requires a lot of practice. Now for the easiest boss in this quest, the barrel dog boss. This boss pretty much works the exact same as the green barrels from Golden Trophy. It gets angered and it charges in a straight line. So like you would with the green barrels and Golden Trophy, just strafe left or right. I cannot say this enough, this is the easiest boss, and it also gives the most amount of silver in this quest, so it is like a low risk for high reward kind of thing. But yeah, so this boss fight shouldn't be too hard for you. Now there's a lot of things to mention for the Dracula boss. You want to stand in this mirror. This is because if he spawns in front of you, you run into this cove. If he spawns behind you, you will run to these boxes and take cover. Please be careful though, on wave 2 there will be some barrel dogs that will spawn behind you. On a subject of the mirrors get less sensitive like the closer or further you are. So the further you are, the less sensitive they are. This makes it easier to aim with the mirrors. Now, when you actually hit Dracula with the mirror, this is very important. You need to kill the enemies that spawn. When you kill them, which is the 2 pumpkin spicer and bone thrower on wave 1, you'll get a few more on wave 2. But the main thing to notice is to look for Dracula. One of these bats are Dracula. The rest of the bats, when you kill them, will just spawn in enemies, which are pretty useless because they won't give any points. To find out which bat is Dracula, the bat will do a little spin before it does its dive, because these are diving bats. As you saw, this bat did a little spin. So that means we know it is that bat that is Dracula. Dracula will also make a noise when you do hit it. That's another way to know. And then you can kill him. And on wave 2, it is a good idea to run to the stage. You will get 2 gunners on the stage, which you need to prioritize because these guys can be very, very dangerous. And you'll get 2 barrel dogs right in that cove. So that's why I said do not go into that cove. Once you kill those 2 barrels, it is a good idea just to get up on this balcony and kill them as they are just huddling around you. Don't try and kill any of the bats though, because again, they'll spawn in enemies, which will make it a little bit harder. Now there will be a lot more bats to deal with, so you need to be very precise in which bat you need to kill. Again, very simple. Just find which bat is Dracula. Additionally, you can actually use the mirrors to block any fireballs that attack you, because Dracula will spawn in a lot of fireballs. And you can just hide behind the mirror, which is very useful. You don't need to evacuate anywhere. So yeah, I think it's pretty good. Now, I think one is pretty self-explanatory. Just play with friends. I think playing with friends is the best way to experience quests in my opinion, as you can have fun while learning how to beat the quests in the future. And honestly, it gives you a better chance of survival as you have more people to depend on, more enemies, well not more enemies, but more enemies are going to get focused on by the squad. It's just generally more of a fun thing to do, to be honest. So play with friends. And even if you don't have friends, you can just join a public lobby. Even that alone, I mean, even though it's not playing with friends, it is still having people to depend on if you die. So honestly, just playing public is just not too bad either. Now this tip is also very important in all quests, learning the spawns of the enemies. If you know what spawns, when it spawns, and where it spawns, you are in a pretty good place to beat the game, because you can strategize ahead. Like I am here, like as soon as those guys spawn, I went on that plaid, and I'm now killing the barrels, and I'm gonna get ready for the last wave, which normally you have to, because I'm speedrunning, I would normally go up here and take any enemy that went up here. So yeah, just learning the spawns will not only like make you able to speedrun the game, it'll generally just improve your skills of the strat. The next tip is retreat. If there is a wave which you cannot handle, there is too many of them, or there's just not enough space to deal with them, use the rest of the level just to run back and deal with them. This is probably another good way to beat quests, because they give you so much space to deal with these enemies on the later waves, and normally the later waves are normally the most powerful ones, and giving you that much space seems very nice. You can retreat like running back, running on boxes, etc, or just running all the way back to the start, because you can do that and you have so much more time. Next up is to practice mechanics. In Jumbotron you can use the double shotgun. That is where you drop one and reload the other and do it on the other side. This is quite easy to do, though it is quite hard to do at the start, but once you do it, it'll be very consistent. Same with the double shot. In Crimson and Golden, it is just double clicking as you're pulling back the bow. Again, may feel difficult to start, but it's very, very, very consistent once you know how to do it. Using cover in every quest is a really good way to dodge bullets and anything coming towards you. Honestly, there is nothing much said more about this. Just use cover when needed. It is gonna save your life, trust me. And the last tip, just practice. Use each death as a lesson to what you've done wrong and how you can improve. You can look at tutorials, but generally just playing the quest over and over again will gain you these knowledge, like learning the spawns, learning the mechanics like the double shotgun, the double shot, etc. Just practice makes perfect. That's the saying that goes around. Honestly, yeah, I can't say this enough. Just practice, practice, practice. It will definitely do you good one day. And that is all the tips I have for you today, guys. If I am missing any, please let me know down below in the comments. Give me some feedback. If this actually helps you guys, also give me some support. If you want full depth of how to beat all of these quests, I have tutorials to do every single quest solo in full detail, so make sure you check them out as well. Also check out By Fire, he makes a lot of tips like these as well. He's my inspiration for making these type of videos, and generally I probably won't make this specific video if it wasn't for him having some tips in the first place, so credit goes to him. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys, and I shall see you in the next video.